following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Blowing out of the backfield, exploding down the sideline.
This is Hangin' with the Boys, presented by Wingstop, where flavor gets its wings. Now, your hosts, Nate Newton, Kurt Daniels, Jesse Holley, and Shannon Gross.
Hey, we are what we are, and that is the first placeholder in the NFC East. Let's go, Dallas
baby.
Cowboys!
Number one, baby.
We're going to host
Number
a
one.
playoff game at
Let's go.
AT&T Stadium.
We should start going
Come
at 9 o'clock
December.
because we should be the get up on the Monday morning for the Cowboys.
Let's
Number
go.
one, baby.
Get up
Hey,
show.
I
go.
know everybody is
Number
upset
one.
and depressed, and that was probably one of the
Who?
worst football
Not me,
games
Shannon.
I have
Not
ever seen
me.
in my life.
Number one,
but
baby.
we in first place, baby. First place.
Number one, baby.
Let's go. First place, Dallas Cowboys. Okay, now back to reality. Back to reality. What the hell was that last night? What did we see,
I
man?
wonder how boosted that Jesse been talking
Why is
about.
everybody yelling?
Oh.
Dump truck.
We just yelling because we ain't got nothing else to do, Chris. Chris Beam acts like everybody's yelling. What else we gonna do? Cry?
Cry? Be like Nate was last Monday, just pour us a beer and just cry in it? Oh, my God, you can't do anything but laugh right now, I don't think, man. That was – where do we start? You know what? Jesse's got some breaking news. You want to start – look at Jesse with the deep V-neck on. Look at that.
No, it's my mic is pulling the V-neck down deeper than it really has to be. It's not that deep.
Okay.
The mic is pulling
Okay.
Cleavage going there.
This is showing a little cleavage now, Jesse. Jesse showing a little cleavage.
Listen, this is just the way the mic does that, man. You listen, I can't help this. I can't help. You see the little Leon right there? I'm looking good over here, man. I'm looking good over here, baby. Y'all was trying to kill my shine, man.
Let me say this before we start. Inside joke. Let me say this before we start. Inside joke. Your dad left you on the porch, and Michael Irvin left you on the porch.
No, Mike came and got me. Mike came and saved me. Mike came and saved me. I was a security guard. Mike said, "Come here, son. I got a job for you."
After you made the team, right? You went on a
Oh
trip
yeah,
with
yeah,
Mike.
yeah. He left me then. He left me then.
Inside joke, but go ahead on, Jesse. Breaking news.
That's an inside joke that y'all will never know about. So Jane Slater, who is a friend of mine, but also an NFL reporter, she covers the Cowboys as well as other teams. But she just tweeted this out about 10 minutes ago, 10, 15 minutes ago, and it said, Cowboy players initially bought into keeping things internal. It says now that they are sitting at 2-4. The discontent is leaking out. On the coaching staff, one player said, totally unprepared. They don't teach. They don't have any sense of adjusting on the fly. Another player said about a coach, they just aren't good at their jobs. Woo! Coming in hot on the Yamaha Hibachi.
Abusi.
On the Habusi.
Here, man. See, this is what we all talked about. We said last year. Let's see how a different coaching staff can they get these players going in the right direction, get the scheme fitted to them. And what I saw yesterday, yes, when they was pressuring the quarterback, a lot of the blitzes wasn't picked up. Maybe it was something new. Maybe it was because the offensive line was new. But I'm going to tell you something. That still didn't stop the receivers the few times they did get behind. The kid didn't complete but 9 passes, but they were a big 9 passes. So the more we think things change, the more they stay the same. You got to change the culture of that locker room. It has to be what the head coach say and nothing else. Nothing can dent. And Jesse, back me up if I'm wrong. Now tell me if I'm wrong. It's got to be what Coach McCarthy says and nothing more. And until it becomes that, you will get this dissension. Somewhere, somebody's not loyal to the head dog. For that to leak out, I would have been scared to death to try that on Jimmy Johnson, our coach.
Now my question is this: is that we've heard these same cries a year ago with the other coaching staff. Is this something that is now? So are you from this report, from what Jane is saying, Nate, Kurt, Shannon?
Yeah.
Is this an indictment on Mike McCarthy and his coaching staff, or are the players now trying to use the same excuse they used for the Garrett regime now with the Mike McCarthy regime?
Yeah.
I would go with a B there. I think it's the players. I mean, we said before that when the coaching change was made that, you know, we'd find out if it was the coaches or the players. And maybe, you know, under Garrett, they kind of, you know, I've seen it, read it, kind of build a country club easy lifestyle there for them. And they're just, that culture is ingrained. And until you switch out the players, I don't see how you're going to change it.
But you can't do that in the middle of the season, though, right?
That's
you
the
can't
problem.
do that now. So you got to wait till what? The off season before you tear this down?
Okay. Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay, how?
It ain't never too late for change until you don't change. You have to, at some point, say, you know what? The best player is getting on the field. And you got to mean it. Like Hamilton yesterday, the young guy finally got a chance to play. He made some plays. Big 79, bigger than the house, made some plays. For the first 3 or 4 series, they were stopping the Cardinals. And I'm just saying the Cardinals have a great offensive line, a great set of running backs. But they were stopping them until Zeke fumbled the ball, and then all hell broke loose. Then 21 straight points broke loose. Quarterback threw an interception. I'm just saying, you have to, at some point and sometimes, say, you know what, fellas? You old guys or whatever, you've had your chance. It's 2-4. We'll be in 2 days talking about how bad Washington is. We 2-4. In 2 weeks, we'll be telling about how bad the Eagles are. By that time, we'll either be 2-5 or 3-4, but we'll still have a losing record. And we'll tell you how bad the next team is until we run into the Ravens. So don't.
No, we got the Steelers before that. We got the Steelers before that.
I didn't want that nightmare because then that means we got to see T.J. Watts. I don't want that. Oh, remember him in the draft? He didn't fit. He didn't fit our scheme.
So you're saying you
just
can
being honest.
But you're saying you can change you can start changing the culture now.
Yes, sir. Yes,
you
sir.
got the player.
Yes,
you got
sir.
the players to do that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have the players? One, do you have the players? And even if you do have the players, say you bench a veteran starter, doesn't he still have a voice in the room? And doesn't he even become even more disgruntled or more lackadaisical?
The less you play, the less you become. And you can moan and groan, and them players be looking at you like when Jimmy came in and started making moves. Guy like, man, Jimmy, dog, I'm playing. I'm going out there giving it all I got. I'm giving it all I got. This was a team loss, but the way this thing started was a guy we depend on was Zeke. I told you guys, I said, as long as my man don't hold that ball, because Vance Joseph was coming. Mm-hmm. Did he disappoint? No, he didn't. It wasn't about Chandler Jones. He had 1 sack. And at that point, the other 11 guys had 13. So it wasn't about Chandler Jones. It was about Vance Joseph putting together an opportunity. Jesse, you talked about it. Guys ready to eat. Each individual guy was ready to eat. Did Buddha Baker not eat? Did he not set up like the Buddha in China and eat? Come on, man.
He looked like the best safety in the league last night, man. That dude.
Yes.
Listen, they paid him that way. And I told you guys last week, one thing about this defense was it was an active defense. It was an equal opportunist defense. And they were setting it up where a lot of guys, at least multiple guys had at least 2 sacks on this football team. Chandler Jones, to me, yes, he's the catalyst, and he was out. But this was an active defense, man. And the thing that they do well is they have solid corners. And, Dre Kirkpatrick, and they have Patrick Peterson. They have Budda Baker, where he's playing all over the field. And they said it last night on the broadcast. He is the ultimate eraser. And you can only – here's the thing about guys like Budda Baker. When you have players like Budda Baker, what makes him special, what makes Earl Thomas special, when you have players like Darren Woodson, what make these guys special, yes, they're smart. Yes, they're versatile. Yes, they can do multiple different things all across the board. They're intelligent, they're tough, they're all of those things. But what makes those guys is competent players around them. The ability to have guys who know where they're supposed to be. And this is why I try to tell people, like, people say, well, sign Earl Thomas. Earl Thomas thrived in his career because he had an all-pro in Cam Chancellor. He had an all-pro in Richard Sherman. He had a pro bowler in Brandon Browner. So he was able to go out there and say, and go and be able to do things because he had guys who were holding up their end of the deal. He had guys who were at his caliber or higher at their position. When you add a player like that to the roster what we have, he doesn't have much success when you don't have players around him who are as accomplished or who are comparable in skill set than he is. That's why he has success in Seattle. That's why he has success in Baltimore. That's why a guy like Budda Baker has success where he has success, because he has competent guys around him who have the talent level to hold up their end of the bargain so that he's able to go and do what he's supposed to do. If that guy's supposed to slant down, he's going to slant down the hardest every single time so Budda can skim the edge and come off and for a sack. If that guy's supposed to be playing over the top, then guess what? He's going to play over the top 100% of the time so Budda can play underneath. So when you have these players, and granted, he is one of the special ones, but he is able to do what he's able to do because there are comparable and intelligent and athletic and knowledgeable players around him. If you put him on a defense that have guys who are less talented than him, who don't know what to do or always getting beat, he will be out there just on an island by himself, and you can't win football games like that.
I'm going to tell you, man, the way... I'm going to tell you, one of them early sacks, man, where our left tackle, it's just kind of like blocked down and he was supposed to turn out. He stopped and he looked like, where's the tight end? Where's the running back? Where did this guy come from? Vance Johnson saw that, and y'all heard in the broadcast. Even, I can't think of the guy's name. He did a great job. He say, there's 8 in the box. There's 8.5 in the box. This has to be a pass for the Dallas Cowboys. And we ran slap into it. We ran the ball slap into it. I'm saying, I don't care how bad it gets. When you put 8.5 in the box, Chris Bangio was up. Budda Baker was up. A corner was inching in. It's some pass out there you can get. And you saw one time where Fitzgerald, we double blitzed. Fitzgerald just stopped 2 yards and turned around and said, whenever you're ready, rookie. Well, I mean, young guy. I'm calling, Kyler a rookie. But when he just turned around and said, whenever you're ready, he threw it to him. He stretched out for a first down. That's the difference. Okay, we got a quarterback that's a veteran. And I bragged and clapped and da-da-da. But, man, you can't have them many misses. In the first half, you may be a little bit off. But we had too many misses as offensive line, as a quarterback, and as a receiver. This is the first time, fellas. This ain't going to be the last time. I asked y'all this day, what happens when we run into some corners and safeties that can ball?
Yeah.
What happens?
So you talked about the coaching. I mean, do you think the players are upset with McCarthy, or is it the position guys, or Mike Nolan, the defensive coordinator?
It don't matter. It all runs back up to Coach McCarthy.
Yeah.
I'm serious.
But they better.
Man.
But they need to start with themselves. They need to start with themselves. Darius Butler, former NFL defensive back, he put out a clip this morning on the long touchdown to Christian Kirk. He's breaking down this coverage, and that was just a simple cover 3 coverage. It wasn't something that it wasn't a funky coverage. And Darryl Worley, In cover 3, you learn cover 3 in elementary school. You have that third of the field. You got to be deeper than the deepest. And here it is, they're in cover 3. You know already, because when you get your scouting report, a coach will tell you. He'll say, hey, this guy is speed, this guy is power, this guy this guy is that. So when you see Christian Kirk and Andy Isabella on your side of the field, the first thing that should go through your mind is speed. Okay, speed. Let me make sure I'm in cover 3. Both of these guys are on my side of the field. I got to make sure I get deeper than the deepest. I got to open up my hips and actually get on my horse. And he goes and he rolls the clip. They send him in motion. You see everyone makes the clear sign of what the defense is going to be. Safety takes his position. You see Diggs open up and run his third. And Darrell Worley is sitting there looking in the backfield with his feet, his body squared to the quarterback.
Yeah.
Flat-footed, looking in the quarterback. And here it is. Christian Kirk is, he is on his hibachi, okay? He is on his hibasia, whatever it is, he on it. And Darrell Worley is just sitting and looking in the backfield, and he runs right. He runs slam smooth.
Come on, Kurt.
That's
Come on, Kurt.
in the background going on.
Kurt.
Yeah, that's it.
Jesus.
Dog is mad too.
And so to me is, how can you blame a coach? A coach put you in cover 3. It wasn't a complicated scheme. They didn't do anything. It wasn't a double move. No guy. Andy Isabella took the safety, and Christian Kirk just ran with speed. He ran, and he was flat-footed. He ran right by him. Like, that ain't coaching, fellas. I'm sorry. Like, there might be some things in this game that's coaching, but that ain't coaching. Early in the game, they missed 2 deep balls where guys are getting run by. That ain't coaching, man. Yeah. You got to look the man in the mirror and say, wait a second. They missed 2, but I got smoked. And when I say, and I get in arguments with people on Twitter, like, understand this, when you're in the league, if you're 1 step by a DB, you wide open.
You're leaving.
If you 2 steps by a DB, you wide open. That's the difference between high school, college, and NFL. 1 step, you beat them. 2 steps, you smoked him. Anything else after that, you got eviscerated. So
you gotta hope that DJ McCaff jogs.
Right, or Kyler Murray overthrows him twice. So some of it's coaching. I get it, I understand it, but some of it is it's the man in the mirror. It's the player, man.
Jesse, I have Barry Church and Stanback sitting there going through every coverage. When we watching these games and you ask Chris Bean, they going through every coverage and saying they should do this, they should do that, and they do just the opposite. And I'd be like, okay, how you 2 dudes sitting here seeing this? How an announcer sitting here? This ain't got nothing to do with no coaching, fellas. Y'all can ride that train all you want. Thank you, Shannon, for letting me get that in.
Yeah, Jesse, to answer your question earlier, man, like I find it very, 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 and I'm not saying it's not impossible, but I find it really hard to believe that you got a brand new coaching staff and coaches that have been highly successful in other places that come in here, and you've got some of the exact same problems that you had with the old coaching regime that you wanted out of here. Slow starts. You can't get the other team to turn the ball over. You're turning the ball over. Like, some of the same stuff that's going on and on. The only thing that's changed is the coaching staff, but you're getting the same results. So to me, that starting to answer the question there. You've got the exact same issues that you had, and there's only one common denominator, and that's that's the guys on the field.
I'm gonna tell you what, man. I'm going to tell you something. C.D. Lamb, Gallimore, the young 27, Diggs. I'm watching these guys are still hungry and ready for the NFL. Don't take this fire out of them. Don't let this fire go out of them. Because if you do, then the next class, we got to worry about. These kids I'm watching, man, C.D. Lamb several times got broken half in this game for this team. Don't let him think that he's doing this for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, you know what? We don't do this show for no reason. We do it for the cold, hard
$10.
Cash, homie. The cold, hard cash, homie. Straight checks.
If it weren't for you, Shannon, we wouldn't have nothing.
and we gotta take this break so we can pay these bills. But you better believe we're going to be back, and we're going to talk about this some more. We'll be right back with Jesse and his deep V-neck on Hanging with the Boys.
I'm changing my shirt.
Showing his cleavage, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again for Tailgating with the OtterBox Boys.
OtterBox, the company that builds wildly overprotective phone cases?
The one and only. But cases are just the start. OtterBox is the official outfitter of tailgating.
If they can keep my phone safe, what can they do for my parking lot party?
How about protecting your beverages from suboptimal drinking temperatures with their elevation tumblers? And OtterBox elevation tumblers come in 3 sizes: a 10-ouncer, a 20-ouncer, and even a 64-ounce growler.
Check out all the colors and sizes of their elevation tumblers at otterbox.com.
It's football season, and when you're tailgating with your friends and your family, you want the best meat on your grill. Pettigene Meats makes the best hot dogs, the Pettigene Griller, or the all-beef Franks will score. To complete that tailgate meal, Pettigene Meats has hickory smoked sausage, hot links, Polish sausage, and the best hickory smoked bacon and ham around. Available at your local retailer. And a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. It's Pettigene Meats. Taste the difference.
We can't wait to see the Cowboys back on the field, and we can't wait to pack AT&T Stadium to watch them play. When that time comes, SeatGeek is the place to get all of your tickets. Plus, tickets to the hundreds of games, concerts, rodeos, and other live events we'll all be able to enjoy again soon. Every SeatGeek purchase is protected by a buyer guarantee, which means you'll get your money back if your event is canceled. Guaranteed. SeatGeek. Let's go.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to SWBC Mortgage Living Room, Frisco, Texas. Are you watching the game in old basketball shorts or baggy sweats? Well, that's for amateurs. If you want to relax like a pro, upgrade to the comfort of Tommy John Loungewear. It looks awesome and feels even better. It's got pockets for snacks and is machine washable for any unpredictable nacho cheese spills. Shop loungewear at TommyJohn.com/Cowboys for 15% off your first order. TommyJohn.com/Cowboys. Kurt, it's good to see you in something besides the normal colors. You got your Wingstop green on today.
Had to change it up. I just needed to change things up a little.
What's it say on the front there? What's it say on the front?
Arlington.
Repping your city. All right. I like it.
That's
I
right.
like it.
That's right.
Jesse's repping his chest. Kurt's repping his city.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it. I'm repping
chest day, baby.
I'm repping this Carhartt.
National Chest Day.
Yeah.
This Carhartt hat from the Pro Shop. This, by the way, this I think becoming one of my favorite hats. I didn't even like it when I first got it, but this thing is legit, man. All right, let's get back into it. Where do we go from here? Where do you guys? Do we want to talk about the fumbles? Do we want to talk about?
No. Hey, let me ask you this, Shannon. Where do we with Zach Martin? Where do we sit with him?
Concussion protocol.
Yeah,
he'll be in concussion protocol this week, so he'll have to go through this week's worth of whatever that concussion protocol entails until he's cleared.
Yeah. And he left earlier with the stinger, right? Didn't he get checked over for a stinger? So.
Oh, come on, man! Don't say that. The last stinger we had. Come on, don't say that. Don't do that.
What'd you think about the lineman?
Yeah, I was going to ask you that question. Andy, we pumped Andy Dalton up a little bit, just a little bit on the show.
I pumped him.
We pumped him. We pumped the Red Rifle. I've got that wrong. It was not the Red Rocket. That's something else. That's. We'll go into that later on. But the Red Rifle, and was he that bad, or was it offensive line? Is Dak that good? Could Dak have put 30 on the board with the way the offensive line played? I wanted to get y'all's thoughts on, especially when Zach went out. Nate, what'd you think about the O-line?
Man, they struggled. They struggled. And along with that, man, it was a combination of not handling the hots well, quarterback holding the ball. I told him, I said, if Andy don't hold the ball and he can get in some type of rhythm, we're gonna be all right. And literally, all week we say, okay, you don't have to change nothing. Yeah, you do. Just get the ball out of your hands. Give yourself a chance. You almost got sacked. On the first series, they almost got sacked. They almost threw an interception on the second series. I mean, it was bad because he was holding the ball. The offensive line wasn't picking up all the blitzes, the backs included. This was a team deal. And everybody had to be – and then we ran into some corners that say what Jesse said, let me get up and jam you. Let me reroute you. And so now what he saw last week that was clear and easy, it wasn't clear and easy this week. He pumped like, oh, he's not open because that dude was up pressing. Dre Patrick and Peterson and Bubba Baker, whatever, Bubba Buddha, whoever, they was up doing their thing. What's the guy's name? Buddha Baker.
Buddha
anyway,
Baker.
I just want to mess with y'all, man, because I'm not going to get down today. I'm not going to get down today. I'm going to crack jokes and make myself laugh.
We're so thankful for that, man. We appreciate Happy Nate over Grumpy Nate any day of the week.
Yes, thank you.
It was a total thing, Shannon. To answer your question, it was a total team collapse on offense. They let the whole shebang down yesterday, starting with Zeke and the quarterback.
And for me, I would say I agree with Nate, but this is the part where I want coaching to be better. Okay. This is the part where we know Andy Dalton is holding the ball too long, right? Stop calling routes to make him hold the ball long. Call everything short. Everything's 3-step drops. Hey, we're getting the ball out your hand. We're getting the ball out your hand. We're getting the ball out your hand. Like that to me is where when you as a coach, when I see a problem, I have to be able to fix it. If it's fixable, let's control the controllables. Okay. If he's holding the ball too long, then we need to stop calling routes that require him to take longer drops, longer developing routes. Let's now find some rhythm to get the ball out of his hands quick, get into our playmakers' hands. And yes, they are pressing. Yes, they're getting up on him, but there's slants, there's hitches, there's go route, there's things we can get the ball 1, 2, 3, and the ball comes out. Now your line doesn't have to hold up for a long amount of time. Guys don't get a chance to get after you. You're not holding the ball too long. And bad things happen to you. So I wanted to see more from that aspect when it came to Andy Dalton. But offensively, they shot themselves in the foot again. Again, back-to-back turnovers from Zeke Elliott, where you put your team now in a deficit and they scored 14 points from there. Now your whole thing changed. When you looked up, Andy Dalton passed the ball 54 times, fellas. 54 times. There is no way.
Going to change, though, right?
But there's no way.
Way in the world.
There's no way you're going to win with Andy Dalton passing the ball 54. And I get it. This is the result of you being down 21-0. That in the modern day, Xbox, PS5 terminology, you go down 21-0, past the sticks, baby. You off the game. And so now you're playing catch up you're now playing catch up with a back. Let me say this, by the way, as well. This is your boy, Nate. This is your boy.
Yes, sir.
This is your boy.
I was just waiting for a direct question.
Yeah, this is your boy.
I was waiting for the direct question.
And if I was Kurt, I would be on your back. I would be.
Sir.
If I was Kurt, I would be on your back.
Right.
This is your boy. This is your boy. Yeah, and he in baseball they call it the yips.
Yes, sir.
Zeke got the yips, man. He got the yips, and it's going to affect the way that he runs the football. He's going to be so focused on now, I got to protect it. And you can't really run if you're carrying the ball like this the whole time. But hell, do it like this because you're giving it up almost every other series. Your boy got to be better. And granted, he came in front of the mic. He apologized. He put it on him. But that's still no excuse, especially when all the chips are down. You're the one guy who can't come out here and fumble the ball on back-to-back series. You put your team in a hole, and you basically eliminated your opportunity of winning that football game going down 21-0.
Jesse, I am with you. Nate, I'm sorry to interrupt you. but I actually have something to say for once in this show.
Say
so I'm gonna cut in here.
Say it, Shannon. Say it.
I am giving this offense one more week before I write it off because you're right. You're right. No, you're right. If you remember about 3 years ago, the New York Giants, when their offensive line was hot trash, they changed their game plan and they changed it for Eli to where everything was a 3-step drop and it was out. Mm-hmm. Hit that back foot, the ball's out, and they did really good with that offense. Like they were rolling with that offense, but they knew they had to get that ball out. Yeah. So I'm with you. I'm hoping this coaching staff, we'll see. I hope they're smart enough to figure that out because we've all saw the game. We figured it out. I'm going to give them one more shot before I write it off, and I'm with you. You got to change it, and that I think it starts right there. You got to hang on to the ball, and you got to get these short routes going. But I'm not giving up yet. I'm close, but I'm not giving up yet. All right, go ahead, Nate.
Proactive. We spoke on this last week. They should have been proactive. Max protection. The guy asked me on the show yesterday about max protection. I said, please don't wait. That has to be the game plan. You have to have some type of predictability. Is that a word?
Be careful.
You have
to
have some of
that. That is a word.
Yeah. I'm being careful. I'm being real because I don't want to be like Jesse. Spread them wide.
Spread them wide and gash them, baby. And that's what they did to us.
That's what they did.
And what did they do to us? And what did they do to us? They spread us wide, and Kenyon Drake, who only has 6 100-yard games in his career, rushed for his second highest rushing total of his career. 164 rushing yards.
Yeah.
He had 166 last year against Seattle, 164 this year against the Dallas Cowboys.
Somebody picked him up in fantasy because they didn't have nobody else to play because somebody got hurt, and they won their fantasy league this week because they had him in as like the 4th running back.
Crazy.
Against this offense. Just pick up whatever running back is out there that's playing the Cowboys every week. And you're probably going to be all right.
Nate, we're becoming what you wanted the Giants to be. We're becoming the Rite Aid. We're becoming the Walgreens. We're becoming the pharmacy.
No, we got a bigger pharmacy coming in this week. I'm going to wait. But we have it's called the football team.
No,
we'll see who has the bigger pharmacy.
I wouldn't say that.
Now listen.
Well, they got.
Nate. They got some horses up front on their
defensive line. Boy.
I know. Woo. They hold the ball this week. They hold the ball if they want this week. Yeah, we'll be looking at Ben DiNucci.
Yeah.
We'll be looking at Mr. DiNucci.
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, who the hell knows what we're going to talk about? We haven't done anything that was on our script for today, so you know what? We might just talk about baseball the rest of the show. Who knows? But we will be back.
Knocked out. I can't believe that. Sorry.
We'll be right back. Hanging with the boys.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again for Tailgating with the OtterBox Boys.
OtterBox, the company that builds wildly overprotective phone cases?
The one and only. But cases are just the start. OtterBox is the official outfitter of tailgating.
If they can keep my phone safe, what can they do for my parking lot party?
How about protecting your beverages from suboptimal drinking temperatures with their elevation tumblers? And OtterBox elevation tumblers come in 3 sizes: a 10-ouncer, a 20-ouncer, and even a 64-ounce growler.
Check out all the colors and sizes of their elevation tumblers at otterbox.com.
It's football season, and when you're tailgating with your friends and your family, you want the best meat on your grill. Pettigene Meats makes the best hot dogs, the Pettigene Griller, or the all-beef Franks will score. To complete that tailgate meal, Pettigene Meats has hickory smoked sausage, hot links, Polish sausage, and the best hickory smoked bacon and ham around. Available at your local retailer. And a proud sponsor of the Dallas Cowboys. It's Pettigene Meats. Taste the difference.
We can't wait to see the Cowboys back on the field, and we can't wait to pack AT&T Stadium to watch them play. When that time comes, SeatGeek is the place to get all of your tickets. Plus, Plus, tickets to the hundreds of games, concerts, rodeos, and other live events we'll all be able to enjoy again soon. Every SeatGeek purchase is protected by a buyer guarantee, which means you'll get your money back if your event is canceled. Guaranteed. SeatGeek. Let's go.
Hey, Cowboys fans, ready to spice up your next watch party? Bring Yo Quiero guacamole and be the game day hero. Yo Quiero means I want, and we know you want great, fresh-tasting, ready-to-serve guacamole for your home gating and tailgating events. Made with real avocados and the perfect blend of spices, it will be the star of any party. You can find us at your local Albertsons or Tom Thumb in the deli section. If you can't find it, talk to your store manager and tell them, Yo Quiero guacamole.
Is your family a Cowboys family? Have you taken holiday photos at the Star? Was your wedding theme blue and silver? Have you convinced your kids them is spelled with a D? If so, every game day feels like a vacation to you, so treat it like one. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com. Proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Back to Hanging with the Boys.
Welcome back to the SWBC Mortgage Living Room in Frisco, Texas. Hey, Cowboys fans, what better way to spend Thanksgiving than in a private suite at AT&T Stadium with your family to watch the best game of the year? Head to DallasCowboys.com/hotels for a chance to win a private suite, a free night's hotel stay, and transportation to and from the game on a private Cowboys bus, all courtesy of Hotels.com. And I'm going to tell you, I have been on that private Cowboys bus, and you need to win this thing because it is nice. It's stocked with your favorite refreshments, and it parties all night long. It just rides around town and doesn't stop. Kurt, have you been on the Cowboys bus?
Not in the same conditions you have. I haven't partied on it, but I have been on it.
Well, it is nice. So go enter at DallasCowboys.com/hotels for a chance to win. All right, fellas. We've been all over the place today. We haven't talked about the game much. I don't care if we do talk about the game, but what do you want to talk about? Because we can talk about the game tomorrow. Or you know what? Let's don't do that. Tomorrow's Wednesday. Let's just move on.
It's Wednesday.
We usually give it 2 days. You know what? This game doesn't deserve 2 days worth of talk. So what do you want to talk about this last segment?
I do have one question for you guys in that, yes, Worley looked awful on that long touchdown. They gave up one other touchdown. But overall, I mean, Hopkins only had 2 catches, and, you know, Murray threw for 80 yards. I mean,
nine.
They didn't have to.
He only had 9 attempts. I mean, he only had 9 completions.
They didn't really have to throw, but, I mean, do you give the secondary, Diggs, those guys any credit?
No.
They
left 14 points on the board.
I mean,
they had 2 touchdowns where Andy Isabella and Christian Kirk got behind them.
Yeah.
And Kyler was just off. He was off. He had another one where DeAndre Hopkins was running across the field that if he completes that one, he comes out the back end and runs in for a touchdown. So there were multiple passes where guys were running wide open, and Kyler was, I don't know if he just was antsy or just,
he was humped, man. Just pumped.
Yeah, playing a little bit too hype and just was missing throws. But no, man, it was guys running open all day.
That was the thing. They were talking about how the Cowboys defense, played well the first 3 possessions. They held them, whatever. And I kept thinking, man, Murray's just missing them, man. They ain't stopping them. They're just missing them.
Hey, and I thought made me think of an old movie I used to watch. They old poisonous snake is one bite and you're dead. You count to 5 seconds and they say you'll drop down. I mean, he had 9 completions, but how many times that snake got to bite you?
Yeah.
Before you realize you dead. We were dead soon, baby. Them turnovers, we were dead.
Yep.
Gone through, finished, bro.
Man.
Is it as easy as fixing the turnover problem? I mean, you're minus 14 on the year through
15
through 6 games.
Over 90-something points. What is it, 80 or 90
86.
points? Scored
like 84, 86, something like that.
Yeah.
Scored just turnovers alone, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, there's a lot that's wrong with this team. But if you fix the turnover problem, aren't you in every one of these games or winning the ones that are close? I mean, that
gives yourself a much better chance to win football games.
I think they'll be in the game because yesterday, and believe it or not, yesterday the first 4 or 5 series, our defense looked it good, but then you fellas kind of nullified that when y'all say the kid was hyped up and missed like 8 passes. So you don't know what to think. You don't know what to think. But
listen, not turning the ball over will help your football team. I promise you. Like keeping the football and not giving the football to the opposing team in their territory will help your team tremendously. And the Cowboys are averaging over 2 turnovers a game. You can't win football. And like, even when they're turning the ball over, they're not getting them. But when they turn the ball over, Jokers are scoring touchdowns. They ain't kicking field goals. They're getting in the zone. So you like almost saying, all right, well, we 14 points down to start the game. If we're just going that, we're giving up 2 touchdowns a game, and on those 2 touchdowns, they're actually scoring touchdowns. It's 14-0 at the start of the game, and now we're fighting ourselves and battling from a hole of deficit of being down 14-0. That's just not a formula of football, and that has nothing to do with coaching.
Yeah, and when you
do with coaching,
and this is this we talked earlier in the show about things that were happening under the old coaching regime that are still happening. This has been an ongoing problem for years and years and years. You're not getting takeaways. You're not getting interceptions. You're not getting fumble recoveries. And they practice this stuff. Nate, you've been out there. Jesse, you've been out there. Yeah. Kurt, you've seen it. They run these drills in practice every single practice.
I watched the Baltimore game Sunday, and I tweeted out, I said, we always talk about culture. What is culture? What is culture? Right? And yes, culture is, it can come from a certain leader, your head coach, but culture is a player-driven thing. I watched Baltimore's defense in that game, and I watched them jokers, man, fly to the football. They had a plan when they got to the football. They were trying to get that. Marlon Humphreys, he was coming in there, man, rapping with one arm, I'm punching with the other. And it was a plan. And you had 10 other guys zooming to the football because they're like, we about to get a turnover. And you saw the enthusiasm, the aggression, the same thing when I watched some of the Pittsburgh game. It's a culture of guys wanting to get to the football with bad intentions. And not just getting there trying to knock somebody out, but actually getting there, securing the tackle first, trying to strip the ball. And like, to me, that is a culture thing where it's taught, it's 1-2 guys want to turn the football over. They're playing free, they're playing fast, they're playing aggressive. And it was so sweet to see that happen in that game, man. And then you watch our football team, and I cannot stop. It lives rent free in my mind. The Xavier Woods quote over and over and over in my mind, that you don't have to play 100% for all the snaps, because you just like that. That to me, just it lives rent free in my dome. Because it is one of the most asinine things I've ever heard in my life.
I have a better example than that, Jesse, one that's equal to your example. Watch the game yesterday of the Cardinals on us.
Yeah.
Getting there with bad intentions. Buda Baker doing what he's doing. Shutting down our receivers. Tackling our running back with bad intentions, trying to make things happen. It happened yesterday. It happened to us for the first time, where it's like, we don't care that y'all average 28 points a game or 38 points a game. You'll get 10 or 12. We'll give you 10 or 12. Because we're gonna shut down your receivers. So we put this game plan in this week right here against the football team of Washington. I guess, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, I mean, look, you're right, Nate. Look at the interception that Buda Baker had. Like, he flew to the ball. Like, when's the last time you saw a Cowboys defender like throw his body at the ball like that. Like, I mean, he was like a missile. Like, I mean, he intercepted that ball with a purpose. And you haven't seen our guys do that in a long time. And it's, you know, like we said earlier in the show, there's one thing there's one common denominator throughout the years. And, you know, I'm beginning to think it's, you know, what you guys said is it the coaching? Is it the players? So
you can only fire so many coaches, so many head coaches, so many coordinators. You keep firing them, but you keep leaving the residue in the locker room. You're gonna keep getting the same results.
Yeah, man, lot to talk about. We didn't get into half of it, but you know what? Tomorrow's a new day, and this week we're going to play that team in Washington, and we're going to talk about that tomorrow. Cowboys offense, Washington, man, they got an ugly front line on that defense. We're going to get into that.
They do.
Yeah.
We are going to hopefully get Jesse a microphone that will hold his shirt up. Because actually, Jesse, you said it's pulling your shirt down. Chris had a close-up, and I think it's actually holding your shirt up. I think your shirt is actually cut deeper than that. You look good, Jesse. I'm jealous. I am jealous. You're welcome. Kurt, glad to see you got some color to your wardrobe. Nate, I'm glad to see you in a good mood after a butt whipping like that, man.
Peace out,
it's a breath of fresh air.
Peace out, man.
Chris Beam, thanks for keeping us on the air.
Jesse, you look good, Kurt.
We will be back tomorrow.
Hey,
Cowboys versus that team in Washington. We'll break it down right here tomorrow on Hanging with the Boys.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys?